the call for everybody that can't make it. And just a couple of housekeeping and announcements. They announced that we are going into the UK in the fall, so that's a pretty big announcement. We're going to be international this fall, so that's exciting. And there is some FAQ in there, and you can definitely look into that. Our team and Team Phoenix, who is our big mothership of a team, will be doing some calls on that as well. And two, if you guys, hold on, I'm just going to copy the link here. If you guys don't have yet a like page, it might be something that you want to think about starting doing or spending more time with, especially now going international. It's going to be really hard to build an international business if you don't have a like page out there. A like page is great too because you can do ads, not large costing ads or anything like that. You can spend $3 to $5 and get some new people to build your page and new customers and stuff like that. So if you feel like you've exhausted your warm market, your friends page, and maybe you're just not like having a lot of success with your niche or your market that you've been in touch with yet, I would encourage you to start thinking larger scale as far as the like page goes. And also, narrowing your scale in a sense to a specific niche market. We did a call a few weeks ago, our last couple calls actually, on vision and finding your niche market and building your, I want to call it your superhero. That's not what it's called. Your avatar. Building your avatar, like the person that you're trying to reach. What does that person look like? If you haven't had a chance to do those calls, I think that's a great start for you as well. When you're starting to think larger scale international. We've also got a couple exciting things coming up, which I just posted, and I know Taylor, Jacqueline, and I were going to kind of all co-lead a 3-day refresh and or Shaun T week. So I didn't create an event yet, but I did kind of just come up with an idea for at least what I was thinking of doing, which is actually pushing back my 5 days. So we also have a great call on, and I know it's kind of all over the place, but tonight's call is going to be on social media. So I want to kind of touch base on some of these things. And one of the things that you want to be really organized about for yourself is what your month looks like and what you're trying to achieve that month, and looking 30, 60, 90 days. So I try and set a calendar 90 days out as far as, when am I going to do my 5-day clean eating group? Every month we encourage you to do a free challenge group. Typically we do 5-day clean eatings, but it can be a workout, water challenge, anything that speaks to you, spiritual, morning habits, anything that's like health and fitness, related. And then a 21-day challenge, health and fitness, that is with Shakeology and support and accountability, a private support group with ideally a Beachbody fitness program, Shakeology, and 21 days of support. So we do those every month. So really knowing your calendar 30, 60, and 90 days out is really going to also help you to breadcrumb and organize some posts on your social media to prepare for those groups. And so I wanted to go along with Carl Deichler, our CEO, because why not? They do a ton of marketing for us. So they're going to be doing 3-day refresh the 9th, 10th, and 11th of June, leading into Shaun T week, which is the 12th. And I'm all about it because I happen to be doing Insanity this month for my workout. So I know. So it makes sense for me to do Shaun T week and push that. And it makes sense for me to push myself to do that. So it might not make sense for everybody to do this challenge, but for me, I really want to try and reach out to more people that want to push their physical goals. Yes, I want to help people get started for sure. I've got several people this month that are starting today that have 100+ pounds to lose, and I'm so excited for them to get their journey started. But I also want to try and find people that can connect with me and that want to push their physical fitness to the level of doing Spartan races and things like that. So this Shaun T thing really spoke to me. I have several people, including Kristen, actually, who's on here, who got 3-day refresh. And so I want to have the 9th, 10th, and 11th to do that. And of course, Kristen, we can talk to you because I know we talked post Memorial Day and you might be really excited and you don't want to wait that extra week. So we can certainly talk about that too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag it with 5-day clean eating. So I'm going to push my shakes challenge instead of the Monday of Memorial Day and Tuesday after Memorial Day. I'm going to push it back a week because I personally, I've hit my goals. I mean, my bare minimum goals for this month anyway. So I don't have to push to do that free group at the end of the month like we always do. I can move it to the first of the next month. So that's what I am choosing to do. So, and then also give me a little bit more time to get either people to do, a Shakeology sampler pack so they can really feel the benefits and have their own detox, whether they choose to do 3-day refresh or not. The 7-day Shakeology is kind of a detox if they've never done Shakeology before. So that will be great for them. And then they can go right into 3-day refresh and they can go right into Shaun T week where I'll supply another 5-day recipe. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So Jacqueline, Taylor, I know, like I said, we were going to co-host stuff so we can touch base on that a little bit more. I knew we needed to hash out some details, but that's kind of where my mind settled today. And then, there's the new UV2. Jacqueline, I saw you do that live. Jacqueline, you want to share what that was like?
It is amazing. So we do it every day because my son thinks that his daily workout. And you know what? I thought it was going to be like kind of easy. I was sweating at the end. So we've done 3 days so far. So it's great.
And I know that Megan, Team Phoenix, had put a challenge out there for us to do it. And so did you comment on that challenge to be entered into her raffle?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And so that's just a great workout. Kristen, I know you just happened in here too. They just launched that workout last week as a dance workout. It's kind of like Richard Simmons of today. And it's a great first workout, especially for people that may have bigger weight loss goals or have no interest in working out. It's really just a fun dance workout that's going to get your heart rate moving. And so there's definitely people, I have somebody that started on that today as their first workout. So it's not necessarily my jam, although I did jam out to it for about 5 minutes. And yes, totally. Because I'm a dancer, I can do it really strong and full out. And I was like, all right, I'm getting a workout for sure. But I like to kick and punch. That's more my jam. All right. So I want to start with you guys doing a couple brainstorms and brain dumps with your pen and paper. So I want you to write down, and bear with me, Kristen, because you might have a challenge with this one. So you and I can chat while these girls brain dump, because you're probably going to have to have been coaching for at least 30, 60, or 90 days to be able to answer this question, because I want to know the 10 things that you love about coaching. So title at the top of the page, 10 things I love about coaching, number 1 through 10, and just brain dump. It does not have to be in order of like my number 1 thing, my number 2. It does not have to be in order. Just brain dump it down there. Like I said, we're going to be just talking about social media and some little training on like how to post and suggestions and things like that, and some tips. And this is going to help you guys when we get to that part. Kristen, for you that's new, and anybody else that catches the replay that's new or within their first 30 days, just a good reminder of we have 4 vital behaviors in the business. And the first one is being proof the product works. So the first thing that you can do to be a great example as a coach is to get your transformation. So it's going to be, once we get you set up with on demand, it's going to be finding a program that you can connect with, and it's going to be following the calendar, doing it from beginning to end, and drinking your Shakeology and getting that transformation. Obviously sharing your story along the way. And again, with social media, will help you understand how to do that. But it's getting that transformation is where, when people see your results, they're going to be more likely to jump on your board, jump on your ship with you. And so then the second thing is obviously sharing it with people, inviting people to join you. So that will be part of the process. And I promise you, once you're on day 3 of that in a row, you're going to be so amped up and excited that you're going to be naturally wanting to share that with people, because you're most likely going to have a lot more energy. You're going to be excited about the workouts. The shakes are going to give you more energy and you're going to feel good. And I get more amped up. I usually do my inviting and sharing post workout. That's usually my best time to do it. And then the third thing is personal development. So we're going to get you lined up with a personal development book. You're probably already doing one, is my guess, if I know you well enough. Team Phoenix University, which you're in training now, will recommend the Compound Effect, which is a great one to get started with. And then the fourth one is recognition, which we'll all be getting into soon enough. And if I were to say there was a fifth one, it would be consistency. It would just be being consistent with all of those things. And so that's going to bring us to posting on social media. Give me a thumbs up, girls, when you've got your list of 10 or 10 plus. I know I have a list of 15 here. There's a lot of things that coaching has brought into my life. Besides the fact that I'm 37 years old, I do keep getting older year after year. And I am in the healthiest shape of my life, like by far, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. So I am the best version of myself, and it would not be without coaching that I wouldn't be here. It's taught me about nutrition. It's helped me to be accountable and stay consistent, which is something that I was always missing in my life before this, was consistency. It's pushed me to reach bigger goals than I've ever set before. It's brought me new friends into my life. It's pushed me outside my comfort zone. It's been a gift, like the gift of serving others. The long-lasting gift of health, the balance in my lifestyle. My life was certainly never balanced. I was talking to somebody earlier today. If I were to have, like on my tombstone back when I was in New York City, 5 to 10 years ago, it would have been, work hard, play hard. That was like my mantra. And now I have much better balance in all areas of my life. My relationships have gotten better. I've grown as a teacher and a leader through personal development. I have a much healthier community of people in my life today. I have a supplemental income that is allowing me to do the things that I've always been dreamt about, and I've always had goals to do. Literally for the last 10, 20 years, I'm finally able to do those things. It's forcing me through my fears. So therefore I'm growing. And it's given me purpose more than anything, like a huge sense of purpose in my life to help other people. So that's just, a little bit of my list. And so that's going to give you, when you're trying to think of things to share on social media, right? Because a lot of things we want to do, not only are we sharing people to join us on a health and fitness journey, but it's important to share this opportunity with people, this coaching opportunity, because I know for me, I'm a great challenger. I remember my first challenger. So Megan Eggleston, who's the leader of Team Phoenix, is the coach who invited me, and my good friend who invited me. And so I first did a challenge group with her, and it was PIO when it first launched. And I remember I was such a great challenger because there was a prize. If you posted your picture every day and you drank your shake every day and you checked in every night, you would be entered to win a prize. And so I did that pretty consistently her challenge was a 60-day challenge. I don't know any challenger that I work with right now that that has the commitment to stay that long. But that's what it was 2.5 years ago when I started. And I was a great challenger. But I know myself well enough, I would not have lasted. Like some of my challenges have been here for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. I would not be a challenger for 2 years. That's just not in me. I need bigger goals. I need bigger purpose than just, oh, I want to be healthier, you know? So for me, coaching has been the catalyst to me being the healthiest version of myself, because now I have to show up for other people. Because as sad as it is, I'm still working on personal development. I'm still working on myself. I don't always show up for myself. I am still likely to cancel on myself. Like, it's the truth. Without a challenge group going on, I don't get my workouts in. I'd say I'm less likely, but the truth is I don't do it. Like, it's really bad. So I am grateful for these challenge groups. Like, I am honest when new people are coming in and I'm like, thank you for being here. It's because the new people coming in that I have to show up. I don't have to show up for the people that have been in my groups for 2 years. They're showing up. Like, I don't know how they're doing it. I have to show up because I'm now a leader as a coach. And so that, for me, like, sharing that part of the opportunity has to be a huge part of my story. And I'm sharing this with you guys too, because this is an area that I need to work on in my business. You know, I'm happy where my business is at. I'm happy the pace that it's growing, but I know that I'm like controlling the growth in a sense, because I am scared if I really do all the things I'm supposed to do, I won't be able to keep up with it because I work full time, or whatever those things we tell ourselves, right? We always have these stories, these excuses, or these fears of maybe I can't be successful. So if I just don't do all of these things, that's the reason why I'm not. So anyway, I'm doing this call selfishly too, because it's what I need. Growing on social media is an area that I had nothing when I first started 2.5 years ago. I share this often. I had like 400 friends. So if you don't have a lot of Facebook friends, you can be a successful coach. We help you grow that. I have about 2,000 now. And those are still all warm market people that I haven't even connected with. Anyway, there is strategy to social media. And if you can follow the strategy, you're going to grow your business faster. That's just the truth. That's just the reality behind it. So let's walk you through a few things that do work. And we'll go from there. And then we can talk about maybe holding each other accountable to a few of these things when we're done, because without accountability, I don't do it. So like I said, like I was saying, the first thing that you can do to be a successful coach is being proof the product work is working on yourself. And so we need to share that every single week. So one time a week, you need to share your transformation and or your progress of your fitness. Now, if you're not at the point where you're sharing your like naked selfie, you know, I mean, like obviously in booty shorts and a bra, like, you know what I mean, or swimsuit or whatever. Maybe you're not there, and that's totally okay. Like, it's really weird and awkward and uncomfortable and vulnerable to share it. But I promise you, if you have progress and you have a transformation, no matter what it looks like, it's going to connect with somebody in a very real way. And you're going to get the most support and love with that post. So work up to it. Maybe your first one is a sweaty selfie, or it's just the reality, or maybe it's just a bicep picture, you know, like that's why it's really important to track your progress in so many ways. Maybe it's you showing the scale. Like if you have a weight loss goal, it could be you on Monday, this is what you weigh, on Friday, this is what you weigh. I'm not all about weight personally, but everybody's journey, you can share different things. You know, on a 3-day refresh, I was able to do my waist measurement and just show like the measurement tape. And then 3 days later, I did it again and I lost like 2.5 inches. Like that's going to speak to somebody. You know, it can be, like I said, it can be a bicep. So make sure you're taking lots of pictures. I actually got my biggest plyo transformation from my back. You could see like my waist curved in, and you could see like space between my thighs. Like, but from the front, I almost didn't look like I had any transformation in 60 days. It was crazy. I think probably because I sort of showed up with abs. I have had those for a little while, but it showed my back and my thighs. So I'm so grateful that I took that picture. I remember doing core de force and thinking I didn't have a transformation because it took me 55 days to do a 30-day challenge, and my transformation was insane. It was like inches off the waist, abs cut. Like, I'm so glad I took the pictures. I literally didn't think I had a transformation until I looked at my pictures. So one time a week, share your progress. And then do, we call it a CTA, a call to action. Make sure that you're always doing a call to action below with that. So comment below if you want to get your journey started is a really simple way to do it. Or comment below if you want to join me, you know, for maybe it's a 5-day clean eating group or just any sort of call. And you can make it very, you know, casual, like, hey, comment below. And I always like to say too, or PM me, because I think there's a lot of people that are really uncomfortable commenting, because then other people are going to see that they commented and they're going to see, oh, well, they need to lose weight or they're not confident in themselves, you know? So not everybody's comfortable commenting. So I always leave it open and say, comment below or PM me, private message me. If you want to join me or if you want to get started or whatever. And for whatever reason, Josh Coates has us doing that on Fridays. I don't really know why, but there's probably a reason behind it. He has us doing that progress photo on Fridays. Maybe it's because it can be a newsfeed over the weekend, and then you can do your kind of invitation on Sunday. That might be part of it. And then Sunday night, he really recommends Sunday, because that's the time when people are really starting to think about change, how they can, you know, fresh start, and their mind is kind of on that. So share what coaching has done for you, you know, and that's going to go back to that list of 10 things. So if you're ever wondering what to share, you've got a great list to go back to. Not every post you share has to have a picture. I remember I used to do a lot of posts with like my sort of stock photos, like my photo shoot photos. I don't know, because image, like you know, it was like a Chalene Johnson thing. Like, you have to have your hair done before you get in front of the camera, and it's going to live forever, and it's your brand. And people, like, I just got out of the shower. Like, I'm over that phase. That was like the first year of my business. And Megan honestly said, like, people probably can't relate to you because you look beautiful and healthy. And I was like, oh, well, I don't feel beautiful, you know, like I never looked at it like that, but maybe that was true. Like, people didn't think they could do what I was doing as a coach because I had these beautiful pictures. And they're like, well, I don't have those beautiful pictures, so I probably can't do what she's doing. So the more, like I said, the more real you can share, whether it's just like a selfie of yourself, or it's not even a picture, or maybe it's a motivational quote. All of those things, you don't always have to have like this perfect photo set up to do your post. A lot of us like to use those Bitmojis now, or emojis now, just kind of switch it up and have some fun and kind of put your personality behind it. I think it breaks up the text a lot better. It's a little more fun to read. I know I'm reading those ones. I tend to go on too long, so try to keep it short and sweet. If you're doing it 3 times, I would say, actually, coaching should be twice a week. Once should be on Sunday, and then another one throughout the week. And probably when you're like, it's in your heart, you know what I mean? You're feeling great about it is when you need to share about it the other time during that week. And make sure that too, that you've got like nice spacing in there. There's always like spaces if you've got several paragraphs, so that it's easy to read and it's not one long chunk, because nobody's going to read it. And then when people like that post, what you're going to want to do the very next day is message those people that liked it and just say, hey, I know this is super random, but I was wondering if you would ever consider doing what I do as a Beachbody coach. Or, hey, I saw you liked my post. Have you ever considered coaching? Or whatever you think might connect with that person. Don't hold back and not send that. If they liked it, they probably liked it for a reason, you know, and find out what that reason is. A lot of people are going to be too nervous, like I said, to comment. But they might like it, kind of just putting it out there to you and kind of waiting to see how you respond. 3 to 4 times a week, you're going to want to do a health and fitness post. And I can share, some of you guys are in like another little group that we have going on. I can share a posting guide that I created. So it'll give you just a few ideas on what to post each day. So like Monday, we say like a motivational post, or it's just, these are just ideas. They don't have to be on Monday. But 3 to 4 times a week should be on health or fitness, whether it's sharing a recipe. If you're going to do 4 different ones, it should be like a healthy recipe, and kind of always great to do like a tease in a sense of like, if you want this recipe, comment below or something, because you want to have people commenting on your stuff, because that's going to get more eyes. Facebook's going to say, oh, people really like this. I'm going to put this in more people's news feeds. And that's ultimately what you want, right? Because there's plenty of times where you can post something and nobody's going to see it. It happens to me almost daily. It can be just some reason randomly when you get it put up there, it gets lost, or it gets over 100 eyes and nobody likes it, and then it gets lost. So don't ever take it like personally. It's nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with people just not liking it. It might not even get seen. I think they say like 2% of your Facebook friends actually see what you post. So that's why it's really important that you have sort of a method behind your madness of posting, and make sure that you're doing it consistently. And you think that you're over posting the same stuff, but most likely people aren't seeing it. So posting like a meal, a pretty picture of a meal, and then saying, if you want the recipe, comment below is a great way. Same thing like Shakeology, posting about Shakeology. Shakeology desserts do the best. Anytime you can post a dessert recipe and then say, oh, and by the way, it has 70 superfoods in it, so it's like guilt-free. I love the post that one of our coaches just did the other day, and I'm literally thinking of doing the exact same thing, because now that's where I'm at, where it's like, it's my time of the month. Sorry guys, I got to make these chocolate bars because I got to stay on track. You know what I mean? So how many women can relate to the craving of chocolate when it's their time of the month, and like, oh, there goes all my goals. And so another one would be like, a fitness post of you doing a workout, or you like live video is great. When you guys are ready and comfortable, you should be doing 2 live videos a week, I would say, and depending on like who you're speaking to, it can be like a 2 to 3 minute like motivational or personal development thing, something that you're learning. It can be like a value, something that you can share a value to people. And then it can be like a fitness thing, whether it's like a live workout, and you just let people into your living room or your bedroom and you see how easy it is to work out. I think that's a great one to do once a week. Like I said, you talking and sharing value, or maybe it's something like a hot topic, something that is controversial, but not, political, but like, like the Starbucks unicorn Frappuccino thing that just came out, like that was like a crazy phenomenon. If you went on and you were just like, hey, about to taste test the new unicorn shake, and then, not having to do like a call to action or an invite or anything off of it, but just, obviously like saying, oh my God, I had no idea there's 95 grams of sugar in it. I think I'll stick to my shake, that has 70 superfoods and 6 grams of sugar. And then just end it there, So anytime you can do live video, that's going to get the most attraction on Facebook, for sure. And then lifestyle posts are great. A lifestyle post can kind of hit like who your target market is, as well as it can also be like a coaching breadcrumb. We say breadcrumb when it doesn't have like a call to action with it, but like, hey, love that I'm able to connect with like 3 amazing women on a Monday night, because we all are entrepreneurs and we push each other, and I love these ladies, and we can post this call. Or I love that my job has me working at Starbucks. Starbucks is my satellite office. Any kind of like lifestyle that coaching gives to you that maybe sitting in an office 9 to 5 doesn't give to you, or whatever your job might be. Like Jacqueline might like to work not in a uniform. I don't know. Maybe that's a perk, right? She's a and then Sunday is always we've talked about doing a coach call to action on Sunday nights. Also, Sundays and Mondays are great times to post for your groups, inviting, always Sunday and Monday, inviting to your free challenges, to your 21-day challenges, to your coaching sneak peeks. I would say every Sunday and Monday should be an invitation post, each one. And then let's just go over a couple. Oh, and just finishing that out. Posting 3 times a day, I would say, is a great number, at least 3 times a day. And again, it can be just a quote. It can be inspiration. It can be a motivational picture. It can be you and your family. It can be a live video. It can be a video that's not live that you post up there. When I first started coaching, I want to share about this a little bit because I think that this held me back a little bit. When I first started coaching, and you'll still hear it all the time, where they say, well, how do you post on social media? Like, what's the balance? What's appropriate for coaching versus your own lifestyle? Because it's really important that you're posting your lifestyle, because you want people to connect to you and who you are as a person, right? So the more you can share your own lifestyle, like the mom hot mess or whatever your work lifestyle is, the more you can be vulnerable and share your struggles, you're going to have the most success. So the sooner you can work through personal development and work on that and open yourself up to be vulnerable and share your realness, the greater success, and the more you're just going to connect with people better. The reason why live video does so great too is because people are going to join you if they know, like, and trust you. Those are the 3 things that Josh Coates will repeat time and time again. They need to know who you are first. They need to like who you are, and then they need to trust you. And when you do live video, they can get all 3 of those things right away because you're unedited. They get to know a good sense of who you are immediately. So the more you can do live video, the better. And when I first started, they said a great percentage of posting for coaching is, posting 3 times a day, and at least one of those should be somehow related to Beachbody. We never post like, Beachbody XYZ, but we just post like about our fitness workout, and then hopefully it leaves people to ask questions. Oh, what workout are you doing? And then you can talk to them in personal message. We don't like blast Beachbody because we are our own business. We're not the brand of Beachbody. We're our own brand. And the longer you do that, the more you'll be able to figure out what that is. And so it was 3 times a day. One of them should have to do with coaching in some fashion or form. And it was like 80% should be you and lifestyle, 20% should be coaching and Beachbody. And I think that tripped me up for a really long time because so much of my life is Beachbody. And I never knew what the heck else to share. Because let's face it, my relationships were up and down like a crazy mess. And one day I'd be sharing that I love my boyfriend, and the next day we'd be fighting, and I'd be embarrassed to share that. It was freaking crazy. So I couldn't really share a lot of my personal life, and work life is the same every single day. I mean, I post a lot about my students because I freaking love my students, but how many dance videos do they want to see of my kids doing the exact same routine? Because I teach the same routine to you know what I mean? So I really struggled with that because I wanted to post fitness. I wanted to post health. I wanted to post motivation because that's literally who I am and what my life is. And I felt sort of stifled by that. And about 6 months ago, I kind of just let that go. And I was like, this is who I am. And I actually remember it was at a conference, Platinum Edge by Christine Dwyer, which I highly recommend everybody on this call to try and do everything you can to get to that in November. It's the best coaching conference you'll go to. And we were like so much motivational speaking about, just being authentically you is the best thing you can do. And I had these goosebumps, like have them right now, kind of retelling the story, how I just felt like I needed to explode to finally be myself on social media. And I did. I went live and I just blabbed. I didn't even care. I didn't plan for it. I just had to go with my heart. And I was like, the title was Be Authentically You, right? Taylor's nodding because she remembers. And I just blabbed. I told 6 secrets of my life. And I was basically like, I don't care if I'm posting about health and you don't want to unfriend me, then unfriend me if you don't care about my nutritious posts. Like if you don't care about my fitness posts, that's okay. Unfriend me. I'm not speaking to you. I want to, I want to be a light in people's lives. And I talked about like, being in a relationship and loving alcoholics. I talked about being a child of divorce. I talked about being single and 37 years old and not married and being the popular girl in high school. And like, I just like literally went off. I don't know who I was going off on, except I just felt the need to get out of my own skin and feel okay to be myself on social media because I'm terrified of what people are going to think of me. So long story short, my sharing is not 80-20. It's probably the reverse. Honestly, my life is probably 80% Beachbody and 20% my personal life as far as social media, because Beachbody is so much of my life. It is a lifestyle. I am working out every day. I'm eating healthy, or I'm not eating healthy and I'm sharing about it. The fact that I binge eat when I go out to eat. I don't know why I do that. And sharing about my spirituality and how that's grown because of this and my friendships in the community. So I just want to encourage you guys to share organically, share what comes to your heart, be you, and don't worry about what other people on the other end of the computer are going to think of you. Because if they're judging you, they're not joining you and you're not speaking to them, and it's okay. And honestly, I've heard so many successful coaches say, if you haven't been blocked from somebody, you haven't made it as a coach, because until people are blocking you because they don't want to see your stuff, then you know what I mean? You'd rather that. Like you'd rather have the people following you that connect with you, that want to ride your boat. You know what I mean? So, and I think I was stifled by that in the beginning so much too, because I had a best friend who basically like called me out and said I wasn't being truly myself. And I was hurt because for the first time in my life, I was being myself. And that held me back a lot, for fear that I was going to lose more friends. And what I learned is she wasn't my friend. She wasn't my friend if she didn't think I was being myself, and she couldn't accept me for who I was. So you will definitely find out who your real friends are pretty quickly. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. We are about to end, but I'd love to just do a quick 5-10 minute of how to follow up with the people that are liking and commenting on your social media. So I can give you a couple different examples of how to follow up. So you guys can log back into the same exact call and we'll finish up in about 5 or 10 minutes with some of those examples, okay?